Hello class, and today we're going to play some Cave Story. So let's go ahead and take a look at the options just to show you guys. As you can see, you can set a lot of things, but first thing we're going to look at is the controls. So you must have the game head turned on in order to actually, before you start the game, in order to get this. You can change all the controls right away, so I went ahead and changed a few things, but it's not really important in this case. Anyway, as you can see, there's the challenges and a curly story, which you will unlock in the game, and I will show you guys that. Anyway, let's go ahead and delete that save, that one that was just started, so I can show you guys the beginning. Neat little tidbit, the hard changes the cancel option to I'm too afraid. It's kind of funny. So we're going to play on the original difficulty, it's the kind I'm used to. So here we are. This guy's on a computer, he just logged on to an IM chat, apparently. And he is trying to, and this person, obviously named Kazuma or something, is trying to contact someone named Sue. So we'll learn more about that later, of course. So he was able to escape something, but he got lost, and he's in a shelter without anything inside of it. So he really wants her to answer, apparently, because he needs some help. So here we are. It's a little bit laggy in this first area. You have to press down to use these. That took me a really long time to figure that out. So in this beginning part, it's kind of laggy, but it gets better later, trust me. So as you can see, this does sort of the Metroid thing where you can't press right until you go left. So that's a little interesting tidbit. Kind of a nod, I guess. On with the spikes, as you probably could guess, those are pretty much instant death to us with only 3 health. But we've upgraded a bit, we're now at 6 health, and those shouldn't be able to kill us in one shot anymore. So, in case you guys haven't done your research before watching this video, which I certainly probably wouldn't have, this game was all made by one guy over the course of 5 years. All of it. Although the graphics and the music were a little bit worse and it was all remastered, it's this whole game was made by one guy. So there's our first gun. It's not terribly good right now, but we can make it better later. So now Kazuma's trying to chat Sue again, apparently. So he's looking for Sue now on this IM chat database. Found one, so he's going to go ahead and try to chat her again. So he's really trying to get her to answer now. Apparently they're looking for her, and she thinks he might be asleep. So apparently Sue is Kazuma's sister, so there's a bit of a thing there. So as you can see, it shoots in 4 directions, as may be expected. And it shoots 1 bullet, not very far range, but it's something. It's kind of like a Metroid, except they don't actually start you out with it. So anyway, as you can see, that's an experience. It made the little bar in the upper left. As you can see, the level 1 bar with the little yellow thing next to it. It's our experience. So once that gets all the way up, a unique bonus, just a bonus will be added to our weapon. You'll see when we get there. So, as you probably could have seen by the air meter, we will die if we stay in water too long, but you don't have to worry about it if you move fast. So you might want to head back into the save point room and try to save again, but it's really not all that important. So there's a health pickup, I think it's 2 health per go. And as you can see, this door has an eye. It's the only kind, it's the only door like it, but you have to destroy it before leaving. So let's head out. So Kazuma's really kind of getting aggravated now. Apparently he ate a cockroach. No, he didn't. Anyway, so if he gets to that point, he'll do it apparently, because he's getting kind of hungry. Mimiga village. Interesting. So there's King, the #1 in the village, and he's trying to get Toroko, the girl, to give him a key so he can get to Sue. So apparently there's some guy named the Doctor, and someone else from the village will be taken away if Sue isn't turned in. So that's interesting. And Toroko apparently has the only key to be able to access that area. So there, she's kind of afraid of us now, so she's running down that way. And here's King. So apparently we're not an enemy. His name is King, he's the #1 in the village. That's not saying much because there's only really 6 people in the village. So, well, 6 Mimigas, of course, but, well, counting Sue, there's 7, but not really. Apparently she's just an outsider. Although she is a Mimiga. Anyway, so let's head in here through here, which is where you're actually supposed to go. Kind of surprisingly, but it is where you're supposed to go. It's actually an achievement for completing the game and not killing that little fish down there, because there's only one of him. You might drop something, and he's really easy to kill, but if you don't kill him, you actually get a bonus. So, stay away from that for now, I guess. So apparently, Sue doesn't like anyone, but apparently she's a Mimiga, the same as the rest of them. Interesting. So, yeah, apparently she always hides in Arthur's house. So, I'll show you guys that. I'm trying to skip the dialogue by pressing the escape button, but apparently that's a no. Okay. So let's head down and grab this item. Something shines brightly. It's the silver locket item. It's required to progress the story in this bit, but it's really not all that important. So anyway, just don't kill the eggfish, and you'll be set. So as you can see, if we stay in the water too long, it's an instant death. It just doesn't, like, seep health points away or something. So she sees us and gets scared again. So that's something. Anyway. So, King really wants the key now, but Troco's not having any of that. Anyway. He's really mad at her now. Anyway. So let's head down this way. This is Arthur's house, the building we're standing on right now, over to the left. So you can get in there if you want to. But actually you can't, you need the key. So this guy's eating, apparently. And we scared him. So she's at Arthur's house to the left, actually. She lives with Taroko, apparently. So apparently she's looking for dragons. So, as has been established by now, we are in a fantasy setting. Of some sort. Because there's dragons. Or at least Sue is looking for them. So anyway, let's... there's a direction sign. Left is the reservoir, up is the farm, that kind of thing. Anyway, so over here is a life refill, and here's another save point. So it's just a good idea to save whenever you can, because you never know when you might die and have to restart at the save point. So let's head up through here to the farm, and here's a little bit of foreshadowing in here, actually. Anyway, so this is the farm where they grow flowers. The flowers are actually the Mimiga's source of food, apparently. But not the red ones, apparently. So, apparently their blood pressure skyrockets and they'll die in an instant. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's not quite the truth, but we'll see later, of course. I don't want to spoil anything. Anyway, we got another life capsule. So here we are at 3. So now we're at 9 again. So now we're at 9. So we're definitely getting somewhere. Yeah, it's kind of hard to platform in this area properly. But once you get the hang of it, just hold down the A button to jump higher, you know. Anyway, so let's head down this way, and I can show you guys where Taroko actually went. But first, I have one place to show you. Of course, the meeting house right here. But first, here's Jack, the number 2, apparently. No, there's only 6, but apparently they still need number 2. So apparently their hero Arthur is dead and he's in the cemetery that he's guarding. Apparently there's mushrooms in the cemetery and he's keeping watch to make certain that they don't come into the village. So yeah, he'll stay there for a bit. But it's the only place where there's another key to the Arthur's house. So we're gonna have to get in there eventually. So here's the assembly hall. There's a fire. There's something on the other side, but we can't get to it because there's fire in the way, of course. Well, we'll be able to get that later. You'll see. So anyway, let's get ourselves a neat little item. So it's right down here, then do the jump, and then I missed, so let's run back up and do that again. It's kind of annoying this is the only way to get up in Mimiga Village, but I guess it works. Anyway, through here, and down on here, and then up through here. And here we are with a treasure chest. So here we have the map system. So apparently it's some sort of sci-fi too. Interesting. As long as you always maintain a sense of exploration, you will someday find the way out. So apparently we're trying to get out of the cave. So that's his hope. So there's a map of the entire Mimiga village. As you can see, there's an area to the upper left that we can't get to yet because we don't have a certain jetpack upgrade, which we will be getting later. Anyway, through here, this interesting little shack. Apparently Toroko doesn't like us. So we were hit, our experience bar went down a little bit, and if you get killed by her, just sitting there, you will actually get an achievement. So just shoot her once and you'll be fine. So, I'm not the doctor. No, I'm not. So, he's such a cruel and evil person, apparently. He shows up and kidnaps Mimiga. And apparently, he even kills someone sometimes. He killed Arthur, who is Toroko's older brother. So, Sue gave it to Toroko, but apparently she doesn't want it very much, because King gets bent out of shape when Sue and she get along, apparently. Uh-oh, it's the Kool-Aid Man! It's the Kool-Aid Man, run! And it's Balrog. So here he is. He looks like he acts like the Kool-Aid Man, bashing through doors and jumping through ceilings, and he shouts "Oh yeah" every time. So there you have that. And there's Misery, his comrade in arms, I guess. Although Misery's more of his leader person. So apparently they're with the doctor, so they're the bad guys. Apparently she thinks Toroko is Sue. So that's a little mistake there. But we're gonna do it anyway. So Balrog, that's the soap bar lunchbox guy, whatever he is. So it's our job, it's his job to attack us. So not this again. Apparently he always has to clean up. And he's the one who found her, not Misery, apparently. So you can answer no and you can just skip this entire boss fight. But I'm just gonna say yes because it's fun and it's a walkthrough, so I show you everything. We'll be fighting him with a level 1 weapon, and he has like 30 hit points. So it'll be kind of hard, especially with this short range. And he apparently has a jump attack too. Not very effective with that little block in the way, but well, it's there. So don't worry, this is probably one of the more tedious bosses. It is the first in the game, really. He's just plain easy because all you have is this. Almost there. Okay. There we go. So he's dead. So apparently he'll remember this. And this is the only boss that actually gives you some sort of a reward, I think. Although there are some that give you like story progression or something like that. This is the only guy that actually drops a lot of experience. So now we're at level 2. We have a greatly increased range, and we shoot 2 bullets at once, meaning we deal double damage. Double damage from just 1 level. Unfortunately, it is entirely possible to level down. If you get hit enough, your weapon will level down, so you need to make sure you don't get hit, and your weapon will stay at high enough level. So now that we're back on track, let's go ahead and head up here. So as you can see, some NPCs actually respond to the events. So apparently the only girl left in the entire village is Sue. It's kind of funny. Anyway, it's a good idea to stop by every save point you can, just in case you die, you know. But don't do it over excessively because then it just gets boring. And yeah. Anyway, let's head over this way and see if the guy at the reservoir has any interesting dialogue for us. And through here, and up through here, and jump, and I fell. So we have to go back here because water lets you not jump at all. And we're going to have to run down here and jump, and jump. So as you can see, not every person in the entire game responds to every single event. Only some of them, really. So, yeah. There is one person that we need to talk to, most importantly, and that would be Jack. You may remember him, he's the number 2. We gotta let him know that Toroko's been kidnapped, and he'll take things from there. So anyway, good idea to check by the save point, but it's not really important because we haven't really done anything. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Jack. Apparently, Toroko's been kidnapped. Oh no! Apparently it's terrible, and we have to inform King. So now he's left the cemetery open for us to enter should we wish. But there's a few things I wanted to show you guys, of course, because this is a walkthrough. I'd like to show you guys everything. You may notice it's a little bit laggy, but it's only in spikes, and it's really not that bad. Anyway, apparently Arthur was their strongest warrior, but he was killed by the doctor himself. Interesting. Wasn't even able to protect Toroko, apparently. There's 2 keys to Arthur's house. Toroko has 1, and the other is inside Mimiga's cemetery, which Jack was guarding. So let's head in there and grab the key. Let's go through here and through here. You can see there's mushrooms. They don't really drop anything. They're super easy to kill. The only thing you have to really worry about is this guy. You can only really attack him when he's in his attacking animation or when his knife isn't up. You can see he just bounces off otherwise. So yeah, that's the trick. Just get him when he's down, pretty much. So there is a sort of a secret area up there, but it's really not that secret. We'll be visiting it later, trust me. Ah, I got hit. Luckily we didn't level down from that, but we were very close to it. Okay, up through here. Let's grab the key. Arthur's grave, something is written. Here rests the true Mimiga hero, Arthur. And you never really learned much more about this guy, really, but... well, I don't know, maybe there's some hidden secrets you guys can find. Like other games, this game does have some hidden story, although it does actually tell you its hidden story. Most of the time, if you know where to look. But like Dark Souls, it leaves you to infer a lot of things on your own. So you may be wondering who I just talked to there. If you saw him wandering around the headstones, he's a tiny little guy dressed in green. Right now, all he says is just, "Can I help you?" So yeah, we'll be back there later. Anyway, through here, and now that we have the key, let's head down to the house, and we can go ahead and get in. So Arthur's house, as you can see, let's use Arthur's key and get in. So here we are. This is going to be our hub for a lot of the game. There's a life refilled and a save point over here. So right down here and over this way, there's a computer and a teleporter. I'll show you guys that later, of course, but first I want to show you guys the bed. So this is going to become common in later rooms. Basically, it's just a save point thing that acts as sometimes a means to make story progress, and other times it just refills your life. So apparently there's some red flowers here. Wonder what's going on with that. Anyway, out through here, let's go ahead and interact with the computer, and from there we can head into the next area, because we are only nearly at 20 minutes, and I'm going to try to keep the videos at 30 minutes, which basically for the rest of the game will mean one area of video. So apparently this is the computer that Kazuma was texting to. Not really sure where that came up, but anyway, let's head to the egg corridor now. The teleporter. You're trying to figure out how to get out of this menu, and it's kind of weird because I want to go make sure I save, because it's good to save, and saving is good. The teleporter. So let's go ahead and hit the save point just to be absolutely certain that we don't have to interact with the computer every single time. And let's head down and go to the egg corridor. You guys will see what that is later. In case you're wondering, this is actually where those flying dragons exist. So yeah, it's more of a sci-fi setting than a fantasy, because the flying dragons are really just a creature. Although there is some definite fantasy elements in the game. I'll talk to you more about that later, of course. Sorry. Anyway, that little white thing at the bottom, as you can see, is an instant death ray, pretty much. These guys drop a lot of experience, as you can see. So yeah, grab that. So be very careful. Moves pretty fast. Just gotta stay ahead of it. Yeah. Anyway, there's another life capsule. Increased our life by another 3. Not every life capsule is 3, so that's just keep that in mind. You will be getting more and more later because they become rarer and rarer. So these guys can be hard if you don't know what you're doing, but really they're not terribly challenging, especially with a leveled up gun. So anyway, and just to make sure you kill all of them, because you don't want any of them chasing you, as in Dark Souls. Anyway, although they don't chase you very far, but it's still pretty fun. Anyway, we're now at level 3. We're shooting bullets that do 4x damage. So that's something. So we're doing 4 damage a shot. It's enough to kill those big guys in 2 shots. So unfortunately there's no bonus past level 3. So level 3 is the max level for each weapon. And there are some weapons with a bonus for max level, but not really. So apparently this is Sue, in case you're wondering, and that guy, I'm not entirely sure who that is. It might actually be Arthur, but I don't really think so. So apparently even her big brother has never beaten her. That's interesting. So apparently he just walked up and gave a little like poke or something. And apparently she's kind of a wimp. Anyway, in case you're wondering, we'll fight that guy later. Don't have to worry about it. So apparently we're just standing here, casual observer, everybody, doing absolutely nothing. We's the bestest. Anyway, wait for him to leave, and then we can continue on with the game. As you can see, there's another life capsule up there. These things are really common in the early stages of the game. Here we are in Cthulhu's abode. Interesting. But here is a native of where we are. So this is highly unusual, apparently. We're a soldier from the surface. So he's already told us that. So where's our blonde pal? Lost our memory. Okay. So we don't know who that is. Anyway, better water around until the batteries run out. You'd be surprised. Anyway, up through here and we can grab the life capsule. So there's no life regen thing in here, but don't have to worry about it too much. Right, yep, missed the jump, so we're gonna have to head back up. So anyway, up through here, and through here, up and up, and up, and through the door. It's kind of laggy on us, but basically, I really hate low ceiling jumps, but basically you just jump as far as you can and you made that jump. Anyway, we got another life capsule. This one increases our life by 4, so we're now at 16. That's quite a bit, especially considering how much damage most of the enemies do. Let's go ahead and save so we don't have to do that every time we reload. It's good to be safe. Anyway, let's head back up and continue on with the area. So maybe noticing these numbers on the eggs. So this actually lists, they're actually being listed because they're planning on being hatched. Eventually. There is one egg that is ready to be hatched, but we'll show you guys that later, of course. So anyway, up through here. You can't do a super fancy jump where you change direction in midair and just like curve around, but you guys can try if you want to, but it doesn't really work in this game. Anyway, we just jump from there and down through here, shoot these guys, and then oop. So as you can see, we can actually get into the egg number 6 area and into egg number 6 itself. This contains an ID card, which is actually essential to progress in this area. There's a hint to it later, which I will show you. So yeah, we're just going to save a bit of time by grabbing it now. See, all items have descriptions. You just press start on the Xbox controller or something. You can configure however you want. Here's the key and there's the ID card. So they all have special descriptions of some kind. You guys can look at them if you want, but it's not really as in-depth as Dark Souls. Stay ahead of the white thing. Nope. Oh, that was really close. Anyway. So we're about to get our second gun, actually, really soon now. So, show you guys that in a bit. Anyway, through here, and through here, and here. There's a lot of these flying things, but basically all they do is go back and forth. You really don't have to worry about them too much because they're completely predictable. Because they do the exact same thing over and over and over. Now, these bigger flying things, they drop special big fat loot, with, for example, 5 health pickups, and a lot of experience, including 5 shards, which give you plus 5 experience points. So there's a save point, but we can't rest in that bed. Anyway, let's show you guys this. You can see these monitor the eggs. This one says the egg status is normal. Flying Dragon egg number 9 is also normal. So let's head down this way. Got these 2 hearts, as you can see. That one's normal. That one is abnormal, and it is egg number 6. So if you go in there, you can... This is the hint telling you which eggs actually need observing. And this one is egg number 1. It's also abnormal. So there you go. Just head up through here. Nice fat chest at the top. This is our next gun, surprisingly enough. Can't get to it quite yet just by jumping, so we're going to have to wait for the elevator to go up. So as you can see, all these are the first couple eggs we ran by. they're all pretty much normal, so don't have to worry about that. Anyway, there's the treasure chest, and this is our second gun, the missile launcher. This causes enemies to drop missile pickups because it has limited ammo, but it is the most damaging gun in the entire game. But it has limited ammo, of course. So collect additional ammo from fallen enemies, as with health pickups and experience pickups. And there you go. So see, we can only have 10 rockets, and right now it's not much better than the Polar Star. But with upgrades, it can become a super powerful deadly weapon. So anyway, I missed there. You can see it only does 4 damage, but with level up, it can get much better. So a neat little trick is to kill the enemy with the overpowered weapon that you have, and then switch to the weapon that you need to level up and to grab the experience shards. That's a method that works pretty well. As you can see, they now drop missile pickups, generally one at a time, but experience applies to the weapon that you have out. So there you go. Yeah. So just make sure you have the weapon out that you want to level up when you're picking up experience. You can see we leveled up. This is one of the few guns that actually has a special ability when it's fully leveled up. The missile launcher, when it's fully leveled, actually shoots 3 rockets at once, which is quite a lot, I can assure you. Anyway, up in here to egg number 1, and through here, and as you can see, we got another missile pickup, and here's the ID card. So the shield, the red wavy thing that you all saw earlier, is now gone. So we can continue on with the area. So this is right up through here, and we're almost ready for the boss fight. Just make sure you pick up those experience with the missile launcher because you don't want to level down or anything. Anyway, here's this guy, Guar. Apparently the professor wants the test eggs to be kept safe and he won't let anyone near them, even though we've already been inside 2 of them. Right, let's go ahead and switch to our... let's see, we're doing pretty good, but maybe it would be better if we were using our missile launcher. Let's see, we do 15 damage per shot with our level 2, so we're definitely getting somewhere. That's a plus. So 31 with 2 missiles, but we are running out of missiles. And we missed with that one. So we're now officially out of missiles. Let's switch to our Polar Star. You can see you can destroy most of his bullets. If you just keep shooting in a straight line, none of them will hit you. So just keep your firing on. Anyway, there we go. We defeated him. He reverts to his normal state, but he is also dead. So there's Igor. Interesting enough. So yeah. So you can't interact with his body or anything, so there's nothing special about him. He's just dead. So it won't open just yet. So let's head in through here. So here's where Igor stashed Sue. This is also egg number 0, which is ready to hatch. Apparently she hasn't lost yet, and she's facing the wrong direction. So you can tell that she's actually kind of brave, I guess. You can answer no if you want to, but she's kind of self-reliant, I guess. She really doesn't like this island. So apparently we're on an island, but we're from the surface. So, and we're in a cave too, so this is kind of contradictory. So the egg status is normal, which means it's ready to hatch. So apparently it needs a password, unfortunately. So we're going to find someone who can get the password. So we're going to try to hatch the eggs so we can get off the island. So apparently, if her big brother Kazuma were here, he'd be able to find out the password and fix this. Apparently. And we're not from the island, apparently. So, apparently we have letters on our cap. I wonder what it says. Anyway. Apparently we can get off the island together, but in return we're going to have to help her. After she just said she doesn't appreciate help. You can see it needs a password that we don't have. It'd be fun to guess, but oh well. A cold breeze blows through. Perhaps that's foreshadowing of some sort. Anyway. And through here. And let's go ahead and head to the save point, which actually opens now. And that was kind of odd, but anyway. In here. I think my controller must have run out of batteries for a second. Anyway, let's go ahead and save. And this next bit is me just going back through the egg corridor, so I went ahead and sped it up. as me remember. So we're going a little bit faster now. Whee! Vroom. It's always fun to watch sped up videos of whatever you're playing. See how it looks like. Anyway. Make sure you get rid of this guy. He always drops some pretty big fat loot for what he is. Not quite level 3 just yet with the missile launcher, but we are getting there. Just a couple more left. So make sure we save and head back out. Apparently there's still a voice in the background. That's kind of weird. Anyway. Oh, it's not this. You can't really notice it that much. Anyway. Yeah, in through here. And back this way. Basically just traversing back through the entire area. You can see at level 3 it shoots 3 missiles. If you have really awesome eyes, you can see that. And yeah. So yeah, just get rid of these guys. Make sure, try not to get hit too much. And keep your weapon at high enough level. See, in my opinion, level is a little more important than health because level is quite a bit of your weapon's potency. Some weapons are only really good at level 3. Anyway, so now we're done. I'll see you guys in the next video.